Morning, everyone. I hope you're having a nice weekend. Something that's been sitting in my head last few days. I heard a phrase the other day, which I've heard many times before, but it struck me this time. And the phrase is, necessity is the mother of all invention. And I was sitting there and I was going, what do I make of that? And I was sitting today just sort of chewing it over. And it strikes me that we as human beings, we walk around and we make up what we think we need. And we make up what we think is a problem. And then as a result of that, we then want to create solutions to those problems. But oftentimes we can't. And, it got me reflecting, what's the necessity bit mean? What's determining what's necessary and what's not necessary? And I was going, well, how many times have I sat in a situation and I thought that something was necessary or needed or required, and then it turned out it wasn't, or it turned out that something else completely different was required or needed, and I just had made it up wrong. And then, I've gone into a situation where I was really convinced that there was, a massive issue, only to find that in a moment, and feeling like I needed to fix that thing before something terrible happened in the future. And then find that, in a moment, unexpectedly, something just occurs to me and it gets solved. I was talking with a client the other day who was quite understandably quite concerned about their sort of fear of the future and what's going on and how they were going to navigate certain situations in their life. And it really felt necessary to them to be able to sort some of these things out now in this moment. And yet they were feeling frustrated that they couldn't come up with answers to these things. And as we started going through their life, some of the stories of how they had created things, they had invented things in the moment, on the fly, in the most unexpected of places, was just astonishing. And it actually had us both kind of laughing out loud on the call that they would be even considering the things that they were currently seeing as problematic in the face of what they had experienced in their life, about how in the moment they were able to come up with incredible inventions to things that, they wouldn't have even predicted were problems. So it seems to me that our mind makes up what it thinks is necessary, but and as a result, we then try and invent things to sort out those, apparent problems. But the higher part of ourselves has a much bigger sense of the world we're in. It has a much more grounded sense of our resilience, our ability to adapt, our sense of well-being. It is that. And so what it makes up that we need to sort out and create in response to necessity is really different to what our minds might make up in its very, in its very limited perception of what life is. So, it's interesting to me that, there are times when I go, oh yeah, I really need to sort that out. And then there's just no energy. I just don't do it. Well, why? Well, I guess my higher self knows that it's not a necessity right now, or it's got a better plan than anything I'm going to come up with in this moment. And that for me is really helpful at the moment, that continually seeing that over and over again in this crazy world that we're living in, that it may seem that there are so many necessities that we've got to sort out for the future. What if we can navigate that stuff from the moment? What if our higher self has a much better idea of what's actually necessary? And that may be why it's not moving us to do certain things in the moment. Just some reflections this morning, and hope it's helpful. Take care. Lots of love.